Attention, attention, all personnel. Incoming podcast. This is MASH Matters.
Hello, all you wonderful people out there. Welcome to another episode of MASH Matters. It is the podcast celebrating the greatest television series of all time, hosted by a guy who just loved watching the greatest television show of all time, and a guy who was on the greatest television show of all time, Mr. Jeff Maxwell. Hello, Jeff.
Hello, Ryan. It's so nice to be here again. Once again, we're here together. And you know, when you say hello, it is so melodic. It almost sounds like you're opening a musical. I want it to go on. I want the violins to play in the background and the orchestra to come. It's really nice. Yeah.
If I had a nickel for everybody who said that about my voice, I would have 3 cents.
Oh, uh-oh.
Yep.
You owe people, huh?
I owe. Yeah, I do.
I owe. Oh, well.
So today we are going to be doing something similar but different. We're kind of going into some uncharted territory today, Jeff. Well, first of all, you have been working very hard behind the scenes trying to schedule some interviews with some folks. And like most Hollywood folks, it's taking longer than it should.
Yes, it is. It's definitely taking longer. Yes.
So
it's that. Let me get back to you. Well, I'll call you late.
Yeah.
I'll call you Thursday. I swear. I really will. That's what happens in Hollywood.
Yes, exactly. So we're on their time schedule. And so as we wait, it became apparent that we really didn't have a plan going into today's recording. So yes, it's another unplanned episode, but there's a twist. We actually do have a plan for this unplanned episode.
I'm a little confused. Do we have a plan or we don't have a plan?
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
What we're going to do today is we're going to do another voicemail episode. Usually what happens is I go in and I will download the calls and I'll listen to them and say, oh, that's a great question. We should answer that on this next episode. Or, oh, that's a question I'm going to have to really do some research on and, and go through them and curate them and decide which ones are going to be played next. Well, today, I'm telling you right now, this could be a fantastic episode or it could be a train wreck into a dumpster fire. But what we're going to do, we're going to play voicemails blind.
Oh.
We're going in, not listening to any of the voicemails in advance. So we have no idea what any of these people are talking about.
And maybe they don't either. So it's probably even Steven.
Yeah. So here's the disclaimer. We don't know what they're going to say. They may be asking questions that we're not prepared to answer. I know that's normal on this podcast, but we're going to enjoy and experience them all together at the exact same time.
Well, because these have not been pre-screened, I think we should have a lot of integrity and say, please get the children out of the room because we just don't know what these voicemails are going to reveal about the various people who are revealing them.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. Hopefully there are no government secrets being distributed in these voicemails. Well, maybe that would be a good thing because we at least make the news, right?
Yeah. Oh, wow. That'd be great. Oh, we can get on CNN and Fox and all of it. Well, this would be great. Oh, all right. Yeah.
All right. So are you ready for this, Jeff?
I'm a little nervous. I have to admit. I'm a little trepidatious.
Me too.
But, let's fire them up and see, who lands.
I don't even know these people's names. I just downloaded them and assigned each one a number. So let's start at the very beginning. Here is our blind voicemail number 1.
Yes, this is Zach Hickson from San Diego, California. I would like to know why Colonel Potter started as General Steele and then came back as Colonel Potter. Did he get a demotion? I never understood that. Thanks. Bye-bye. San Diego, California.
All right. San Diego. I know where San Diego is. Very cool. Thanks from San Diego.
Yeah, that is our first call.
All right. Let's go to the second one.
Yeah. As many who are listening know, Harry Morgan first appeared on the show as General Steele, then returned later as Colonel Potter. Mm-hmm. No, I don't think that General Steele got a demotion. I think that they're two completely different characters played by the same brilliant actor.
Mm-hmm.
They just liked Harry. I guess he came in and did such a great job that they kept his name in their Rolodex. And when the time came and McLean left, they thought, hey, we liked that Harry Morgan guy. How about him?
I think it was probably as simple as that. I mean, quite frankly, I'll be honest with everybody in the world, especially our callers who we have no idea who they are or who they may be or who they ever will be. I was a little confused up front myself. I thought, wow, really? And I thought, is this going to confuse an audience? Is this going to say, well, wait a minute, who's this? Why is this guy? But he was then, and all of a sudden he's this, and what? Yeah. And I thought, wow, okay, well, all right. But I certainly wasn't the executive producer of the show, although I applied, but they turned me down. But they did it nicely. They said, no, Jeff, I'm sorry. And get out of the room, will you please?
They said, we'll call you Thursday, I promise.
Yeah, that's exactly. So I was a little confused, but obviously, he is, like you said, he's a brilliant actor, and he's so much fun to watch, and he was just so much fun in that part. And he did that role as the General Steele so beautifully because he was a kind of an idiot, but you didn't hate him completely. You really sort of understood that he was mentally not well and was breaking down. And so you sort of forgave him his awfulness, and that allowed him, I think, to sort of transcend into the role of Colonel Potter. But I got to admit, it confused me a little bit too years ago.
All right. Well, hey, we made it through the first voicemail fairly unscathed.
And, I made all that up, what I just said. I have nothing. I didn't write anything down.
That's going to be a running theme throughout this entire episode, I have a feeling. All right. Let's put the blinders back on and go over here to voicemail number 2.
Hey, guys. I hope you're doing well. This is Brian Hackless, one of your Patreons. Haven't talked to you in a while, but I just listened to your last episode, and I have the best idea. So, Jeff, you need to do like a 1 or 2 man show where Igor spills the beans on the 4077. Maybe, you could get a facilitator from help from Ryan or something, but I bet you guys could do some pretty awesome stories or banter about MASH, and I'm sure it would be a sellout. So there you go. I also wanted to relate a couple kind of fun stories at work. I work for a large aerospace company in the Seattle area, and I work with a training team, and they know I love MASH, so they've been incorporating random MASH names and characters like Radar and Hawkeye and lots of different things from the show in their training material. So it'll just randomly show up in some of the classes. So I love seeing that sometimes when we send students through the training. All right. I hope you guys are doing well. We need more episodes. I love it. So hope you guys take care of yourselves. Talk to you later. Here's looking up your old address.
Wow. Wasn't that fun? That was fun, huh, Brian?
That was good. Yeah. We've had 2 decent voicemails to begin. Yeah. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. It's voicemail roulette is what it is. One of those chambers is going to have a call in it that I'm just not prepared for, I have a feeling. But anyway.
Hey, well, Brian, you have a great idea. I think we should do, Ryan, a 2-man show where we spill the beans about MASH and have banter. I would love to spill the beans. I really would. So we're going to get Skechers. Now, everybody go out and buy a pair of Skechers and then write to Skechers and tell them that you bought a pair of Skechers because you heard about them on the MASH Matters podcast. And they're an incredible podcast, and the shoes are incredible, and they've changed your life. And all thanks to the MASH Matters podcast, your lives have been changed. And then we can get Skechers to sponsor a wonderful 2-man show, and maybe even a 3 or 4-man show, and a couple of women, and maybe some dancers in there. And we can do it and spill the beans and have a lot of fun. So I'm in.
A 2-man show with you and me just sitting around talking about MASH?
What an idea. Wow.
That'll never work.
Yeah, that probably.
Who's going to want that, Jeff?
Nobody will listen to it. Not a soul.
Well, Brian would come and see it since he came up with the idea.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep going.
All right.
Let's spin the chamber here and see what comes up next. Here is voicemail number 3.
Hey, Jeff and Ryan. This is Matt Toller from Cleveland, Ohio. I just had a quick question for you both. I plan on adding to my MASH tattoo. Jeff, what would you like your Igor tattoo to be? A small item like a spatula or a chef hat. And Ryan, since you are a big David Ogensteyers fan, what would you like to have in honor of him tattooed on my MASH tattoo? All right. Thank you. Bye.
Okay. Can I make a quick suggestion? Well, I'm sorry. What was the gentleman's name? Do you recall?
I don't.
Okay.
That's the bad thing is I'm not listening to their names. I'm just so scared of what they're going to say. Yeah. I'm not paying attention to the name. So I apologize. You know what? I'll just go back and re-listen to the first few seconds of that. Here we go.
Hey, Jeff and Ryan. This is Matt Toller.
That is Matt.
Matt. All right. And I want everybody to know when you said, I'm not listening, that isn't a constant with you. You do listen to things sometimes. You're not always doing the podcast by not listening.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
So Matt said, Matt, in terms of the tattoos that I would pick and Ryan would pick, I would suggest, Matt, that you find psychiatric help as soon as possible. That's what I would suggest. Mental health is very popular now.
This is a big deal. He is asking us what we want him to print on his skin forever.
Forever, right.
That's a huge responsibility.
That's like getting married, isn't it?
We will eternally be enmeshed with his skin.
I don't know that I want to be enmeshed with Matt. I mean, he sounds like a nice guy.
Sounds like a great guy.
But I'm a little nervous about what other things he has tattooed on himself that we would then share.
That's a good point. We also don't know what else is involved with the MASH tattoo that he has.
Yes.
Well, okay, let's give him something here. So, Jeff, if you had to choose one thing from Igor's aura, I guess you can say.
Careful.
Sorry. What would you pick?
More dialogue. A bigger role. Well, what's he said spatula, but what's the thing that you, with the scooper?
It'd be more a ladle, right?
Ladle. I'm sorry. Yeah, ladle. If this was, everything was wonderful and this was real cute and simple and everything, and it was done well with great taste and elegance, I would choose a ladle. That's what I would go for.
Now, he asked me to help him come up with one for David Ogensteyers, Winchester. This is a little tougher because Winchester doesn't have one thing. Hawkeye, you have martinis. With Radar, you have a teddy bear. With Potter, you have his paintings and his horse. With Charles, it's a little trickier. So a few things that stand out to me. Obviously, he's big with music. So something maybe with music, a record album with Shostakovich or something.
Yeah.
There's also the maple leaf that he gets from the little girl in the Letters episode. The very first thing that popped in my head was the red toboggan cap sent to him from home that he wears in a couple of episodes. That was a big thing for him. That would have been my very first choice.
I kind of like the music. I like the record, the turntable. That's kind of fun. The turntable takes up a lot of room, I think.
Takes up a lot of room,
The round record might establish that without having to do the entire turntable.
Yeah.
Now, can you make a tattoo audio capable? Can you do that? Because it's something you can play or you can push.
Well, that's a good idea. Here's what you do. Tattoo a QR code on your arm that links then to a video featuring the best of David Ogensteyers and Jeff Maxwell.
I like it. I think that's the simplest thing he can do.
Right?
And yes, absolutely. Perfect.
There you go.
Well done.
Well, I don't think we have botched this too badly so far. All right, here we go. Hold your breath. Here is voicemail number 4.
Hey, Jeff and Ryan. This is Linda, a native of Toledo, Ohio. And I want to ask Jeff about his pronunciation of the famous restaurant, Hungarian restaurant in Toledo that is mentioned throughout MASH's history and is often mentioned on your podcast. The name of the restaurant is Tony Packo's, and Packo is spelled P-A-C-K-O. Yet when I hear Jeff pronounce it, it sounds like he's saying Paco, P-O-C-K-O. What's up with that, Jeff? I love you two guys and the podcast. Thank you so much for doing this. Bye-bye.
What? I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to laugh now. We're laughing, everybody. Okay. Forgive me again. Her name, do you remember her name?
That was Linda.
Okay. Well, she pronounces it Linda. I would pronounce it Londa. So the way my interpretation of letters and the combination of letters go, that's how I would say that. So Linda, Londo, Paco. That's what happens. Plus that Tony Packo's is a different restaurant. It's about 1.5 miles down the street. They sell chicken pies and gefilte fish. So it's a whole different world down there. Gefilte fish at Tony Packo's and sausages at Tony Packo's. Packo. Londa, thanks for calling.
All right. Now let's get back to talking about Mosh, the show Mosh. That we love so much.
She asked me the question. That's how it works.
Okay, let's keep going.
Now, does anybody know what gefilte fish is? I don't know.
Hey, why don't you add gefilte fish to your tattoo?
Oh, hey, whoa. All right.
Oh, boy. All right. Shall we continue?
Oh, why not? We got nothing to lose now.
Oh, my gosh. This is... I have no idea what's coming here. Okay, here we go. Here's voicemail number 5.
Hey, Jeff and Ryan. My name is Andrew. I am from Asheville, North Carolina. I was introduced to MASH a few years ago by my mother, and it has changed my life ever since. My question is, if they were to do a sort of reboot of MASH, what cast do you think would fit? What new actors could you see fit the characters? Thanks, guys.
Okay. Yeah. That was Andrew.
Yeah, Andrew.
Hello, Andrew. Thank you for calling.
Yep.
I'm so glad that your mom introduced you to the series and that it's had an impact on your life. And I'm thankful that led to you listening to our podcast. And then you called our podcast and asked a very thoughtful question.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people out there right now are saying, hey, we've talked about the reboot before. Why are we talking about the reboot again? The simple answer to that is because Andrew asked the question.
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Andrew, we have talked about this before on several occasions. We have an episode, and I can't remember the number of the episode, but we do have an episode where I think the title of the episode is like Recasting MASH. So go to mashmatters.com, look in the episodes, go way back to the earlier episodes and look for that one. We talked about it then, but it's been a topic of conversation ever since. And the general consensus is that most MASH fans do not want a reboot of the show. Not too long ago, we discussed an interesting concept of rebooting the show, but not making it MASH at the 407 7th, instead moving it to like the 8063rd or another MASH unit somewhere in Korea. You know, you had the best surgeons at the 407 7th. Maybe you have the worst surgeons at the 6022nd or whatever. It's impossible to find the perfect actors to fit these iconic roles. With the exception, I think, of Private Igor, who obviously would be played by like a Ryan Gosling type, I think.
Absolutely, yes. Certainly.
Yeah, that's an easy one. But everybody else, it's
Brad
hard.
Pitt too old? Do you think? Just a little bit? I mean, certainly the appearance is right, but just the age might be.
Yeah, age-wise, I think he's venturing into Colonel Potter territory.
Yeah.
But Andrew, it's a very thoughtful question. I just don't know that we can find current actors to really find the magic that cast that you guys were able to put together on screen.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to remember our reboot episode. I don't know whether we actually came up with different actors.
Well, we put the call out, and I think some people gave us some ideas. And I may have thrown a few names out there, but that was a long time ago when we did that episode. Yeah. And so I'm blanking on what I would have even said.
Well, you're not listening anyway, so it doesn't. That's why you don't.
I don't go back and re-listen to old episodes.
No.
That's the thing, too, is, why do we keep coming back and talking about the same things over again? Because I forgot that we've talked about it already.
It's interesting that in my brain, as we're talking about this, it's kind of fun to think about actors today who may be wonderful in those roles, not necessarily recreating those specific characters, but actors who would be, well, I guess they would be trying to recreate those characters if it was a reboot.
Yeah.
But what actors might fit today, young actors. And it's kind of a fun thing. I am terrible because I don't know names anymore. I don't know all the names. I know Ryan Gosling and I know Scarlett Johansson. Be great Hot Lips, Major Hoolan, or any of the other characters she could play. But I don't know all of the different actors today who might be wonderful in those roles. It's kind of tough.
The younger they are, the less I know.
Right. Thank you.
And again, if people want to send us their dream cast for a reboot, we might read a few more of these on here because actors that we talked about several years ago on this podcast that would have been good for recasting may not even be in the business anymore at this point.
Yeah.
I found the episode. It's episode 17.
Oh my gosh, we were 11 when we did that.
I know.
Wow.
Episode 17 called Remaking MASH is where we talked about this. I might actually have to go back and re-listen to this one episode just to hear what we said. Because that was in June of 2019.
Interesting. Well, interesting question. Andrew, is that right? Is who you said?
I think so. I've forgotten.
Andrew, or whatever your name was. Thanks for calling and thanks for listening. As always, we thank you.
Yes. Now, this next voicemail actually came to us via an email. It's a voice file that was sent to us. Here we go.
Hi, Jeff and Ryan. This is Andy Golding from Dunholm, Lincolnshire in the UK. Big fan of the show, and it really meant a lot to me on a recent podcast when I sent in a humorous email and Jeff said, "Hey, Andy's a comedy writer." I grew up watching MASH, so to hear that from a cast member of my favourite TV show was really exciting. I always particularly loved the one-liners in MASH and the way the cast would often just throw them away. Where in other sitcoms they hit the punchlines hard, the cast of MASH really knew how to throw away a punchline and make it all the funnier. So I decided I would try and start writing my own gags. And when you've heard these, I'm sure you'll agree, I too should learn to just throw them away. So here are my 10 best? Yeah, it does say best. Okay, here are my 10 best jokes. I've just been talking to my friend Humpty Dumpty. He's finding winter a bit too cold and he found last summer too hot. Still, he had a great fall. ChatGPT is so rude. All I asked was, what do praying mantises do after sex? And it bit my head off. I just checked my new super high-tech clock. It was 4 minutes, 32 seconds, 943 milliseconds past 7. Made me yearn for a simpler time. I believe sex should be saved until after marriage. Otherwise, it's really embarrassing for all the guests. Someone once told me, wherever you go, take nothing but pictures and leave nothing but footprints. And that's how I got banned from both the art gallery and the Hollywood Walk of Fame dedication ceremony. My local library has banned works by Rudyard Kipling and Robert Mapplethorpe. No ifs or buts. Cheating at skinny dipping is the most fun I've ever had with my clothes on. Do you know who I hate? Passengers with improperly planned bus routes. Where the hell do they get off? We scattered my great-aunt Faith's ashes during the windiest day of the year, and it's true what they say. A little bit of faith goes a long way.
Oh.
I've just pitched a new reality show called Murder at 20,000 Feet. We're going to shoot a pilot and see where it goes from there. Thanks, folks. I'm here all week. Literally, I'm a stay-at-home dad. I have nothing to do with my days. Incidentally, for fans of the laugh track, I've created a version of this message with canned laughter. It's very authentic. I've dubbed in reactions at exactly the moments a real audience would laugh. And I'll upload that version. Oh, wait, that is this version.
That wasn't bad,
I didn't know what to expect, Andrew. And I found that actually to be quite delightful. Thank you.
Yes, I enjoyed that very much. Andrew, you have I don't know if you have a career, but you certainly have a hobby. And it works. So
Yes.
I would throw away the woodworking and just stick with that and enjoy it because that was really fun. Very well done. I applaud you. Great stuff. Send us an email and we'll send you where you can report.
And we'll call you Thursday, we promise.
Yeah, we'll call you Thursday. No, that was good. Those were very well done jokes. I liked them.
So far, I think we've been doing pretty good with these voicemails.
Mm-hmm.
Let's continue and see what is waiting for us on the end of this line. Here is back to the numbered one. So back to voicemail number 6. Here we go.
Okay.
David in Sioux Falls calling again. Follies of the Living, Concerns of the Dead, or Private Weston and Klinger. Well, it's Private Weston's episode. First of all, it's my favorite episode of season 10. So if you ever get to your season 10 recap, you can list this as one vote for this episode as the best episode of season 10. Also, it is clearly a ghost story. It is clearly about Private Weston, not about Klinger. Klinger is the B story. It is not a fever dream. That is just some weird idea I could have imagined. Private Weston is a ghost. Private Weston moves on at the end. He doesn't want to die because he's so young, and it's something you have to face in war, that people die. But death is not the end. And I think that the writers hit a home run with this one. They slammed it. All right. Well, here's looking up your old address.
All right.
Okay. That's our longtime listener, David in Sioux Falls. Yeah, that was in reference to an episode we did a few episodes back where somebody was curious about whether or not Follies of the Living, Concerns of the Dead was that fever dream. Did Klinger imagine that entire thing, or was it truly the story of Private Weston and his journey after death? I think we know which side that David falls on.
I think we do, yeah.
And I fall on that side too. I do.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And also, I just want to remind people that the big red bird with fuzzy pink feet is probably the worst part of MASH. In case we have any new listeners here thinking just because I love the show that, I also love the big red bird with fuzzy pink feet. I just wanted to remind you that is not the case.
I'm going to go back and look at that episode. I haven't seen it in a long time. I must do that. I want to see that again, I think.
Okay. All right. Go for it.
Yeah, I will. I will report back here.
Please do. All right. Thank you, David. Now let's move on to our next voicemail. This is voicemail number 7. Oh, hey, wait a minute. I got to pause for a second. Okay. All right. This is another visit from our MASH monologist, monologist. I don't know. What do you say? How do you pronounce that word? Monologist?
No, I think that's something with your sinuses, I believe.
Oh, right. No. I know. It's pronounced Pacos. That's how you pronounce it. Okay. This is John J. Cashman. Here we go.
Hey, this is John J. Cashman from New Jersey, proud to be calling in to Ryan Patrick, the MASH fan who has seen every episode countless times, and Jeff Maxwell, who appeared in 83 episodes and may have seen one or two. On the recent video podcast, I was impressed by Ryan's copy of the Gary Burghoff album. I knew Mr. Burghoff. I knew Gary is a talented musician, but did not know he had put out a record. It reminded me there are many connections between MASH and the popular music of the 20th century. For example, the season 4 episode with Blythe Danner, where Hawkeye proposes himself into a corner, it takes its title from the 1945 song, The More I See You. If you listen carefully during the episode, you can hear the tune, The More I See You, in the background. There was a great episode, Your Hit Parade, where we hear Sherman Potter's Doris Day story, and the fine episode, Hey Look Me Over, which takes its title from a song that would not be written until 1960, mentions a number of hit tunes from the early 50s, such as Unforgettable and Hey Good Looking. In the episode Mad Dogs and Servicemen, a potential pen pal asks Radar his opinion of the records The Wayward Wind by Gogi Grant and Diddy Wah Diddy by Bo Diddley. That pen pal must have been clairvoyant because neither of those records came out until 1956. Loudon Wainwright III appears as Captain Spaulding, the singing surgeon, on several season 3 episodes. Although Mr. Wainwright has released over 30 fine albums, he's probably best remembered for his 1973 top 20 hit, Dead Skunk in the Middle of the Road. Hamilton Camp was a great character actor with hundreds of appearances in multiple programs, including a couple of memorable MASH episodes. In 1968, he wrote and recorded a fine tune called Here's to You, which unfortunately only got up to number 76. In the season 10 episode That's Showbiz, Major Winchester meets Ellie Carlisle, who plays polka on accordion and Beethoven on piano. She's portrayed by Amanda McBroom, who is an accomplished musician and composer. Her most famous composition is the title tune from the 1979 Bette Midler film, The Rose. And finally, Mike Farrell is married to the wonderful Charlotte Fabray, famous for appearances on Coach, One Day at a Time, worked in many other programs, as well as 3 Elvis Presley movies. It was in 1962, when she was on the Donna Reed Show, that she had a #1 record called Johnny Angel. And that's your MASH Top 40 for this week, so keep your feet on the ground and keep reaching for the stars.
Wow. What an interesting bunch of stuff that was.
That
I was listening to that and I thought, I'm so impressed. We have a comedy writer and we have a monologist or a Mongolianist. Any one of those or more if you can think of them. And it's fascinating. I mean, what a talented group of people we have listening to MASH Matters.
I'm astounded. I'm truly astounded. And it's always nice to hear from Mr. John J. Cashman, because I know that when he starts talking, I can just listen to his melodic voice, his deep baritone, sharing facts that I may or may not have ever heard before. And I can go to the bathroom. I can take a quick break. If I smoked, I would go out and take a smoke break and come back, and I know that he'll still be here entertaining the masses. So thank you. We really appreciate that.
We do. And he really does capture you and hangs on to you and takes you on a ride. And he really gives you wonderful information. So thank you, John. Don't stop that. Those are wonderful comments, wonderful observation.
Yeah.
And you had a joke in there up front about Igor or Jeff may have listened to a couple of them. That's not very funny, really.
No, that was funny. That was funny.
That was funny.
It's funny because it's true. And I learned something from him. I've always been a fan of Hamilton Camp, who was a fantastic character actor, appeared in MASH twice. I never knew that he recorded a song. I didn't know that he was a singer. And so now I have to go seek out Hamilton Camp's song. If I find a link to it, I'll put it in the show notes for this episode.
You know, it's interesting because Amanda McBroom, one of the people who's calling me back Tuesday.
Oh, really? Nice.
Or not.
Or not.
You never know.
So, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for our big interview with Amanda McBroom coming up maybe. Or maybe not. Well, Jeff, we have made it to the final voicemail.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Wow, this has been thrilling and certainly unscathing, really, in a way.
Don't jinx it, because I don't know what's waiting for us here, but we have one more voicemail to go. Here we go. This is voicemail number 8.
Hi, Mr. Maxwell and Mr. Patrick. I love MASH Matters. My name is Mark. I watch MASH every night at 6 p.m. I watched 4 episodes, and here's my question. I am 10 years old. I was wondering who owns the animals in MASH, such as Sophie and Corporal Cupcake. Thanks for your time. This is Mark coming from King William, Virginia. Thank you so much.
Oh, I am so relieved.
Not one potty mouth. Not one.
No.
Not one potty mouth.
No, that was Mark, I think. Mark. Is that what he said? Yeah, Mark. He's 10 years old.
From where? Did we know?
From Virginia.
From Virginia. Okay.
Yes.
And I forget the question. No idea what he was saying.
I didn't hear it because, again, I was just so relieved that we got through this voicemail episode without any major catastrophes. Now, he asked who owns the animals, I guess, that were on the show. Like, where did the animals come from? Mm-hmm. So you have like Sophie, and you had the dog Corporal Cupcake is what he brought in. That was the dog that got injured while he was sniffing out bombs. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, you have all of Radar's different pets throughout the years. So those animals, where did they come from, Jeff? Do you know?
People run around their home and grab them and just bring them to the show. Here's this dog. No, there are businesses that are set up that rent animals to television shows. And this can be anything from a camel to a little, a rabbit. Mm-hmm. Like Sophie's, of course, Sophie was 3 or 4 different horses.
Yes.
Yeah. So those horses came from people and a business who rents horses to TV shows and provides a wrangler to be along with that horse so that he can do whatever the TV show wants done with it, except eaten. They don't like to have animals eaten.
Yeah, they kind of frown on that. Yeah.
It's just a downer for the kids too, But those businesses are in business and they do pretty well, and you can get pretty much any animal you want from them. Some people specialize in dogs and kitties, smaller animals, and other businesses specialize in doing larger creatures.
Like actors and actresses.
Right.
Rent them for that's a different business. Never mind. Yeah, Mark, thank you for your call. And thank you for your fandom at 10 years old, watching and loving MASH. And that just warms my heart to hear that.
It does. Isn't that
it really
nice?
Does.
That's really sweet. Thank you, Mark.
Who knows? Maybe Mark now will grow up to own one of Hollywood's biggest animal rental facilities.
Could be. It's a good career because you get to work with animals and you train them. Like on Frasier, the dog on Frasier, Eddie.
Yeah.
If anybody watched Frasier, and Mark, you should watch Frasier because it's very funny. But that Eddie dog on Frasier was so well trained. There were a couple of Eddies actually on the show that they used. But Eddie was so well trained. And when you watch him, he's looking, he's supposed to be looking at Frasier, one of the characters, but he's actually looking at the trainer who is standing just behind the camera so you can't see him. Mm-hmm. And he's pointing and doing things to Eddie so that Eddie will do whatever it is he's supposed to do in the show. And that's a very highly skilled profession to be able to do that and get an animal trained to that degree that it will work in front of, 200 people and a jillion lights and cameras and all kinds of commotion. So that it is a very skilled profession, and it's not to be made joke of actually, because they're very skilled trainers and they do a great job. And so maybe you can grow up to be a skilled doggy trainer or some kind of trainer.
Is that like what Charlie Dubin had to do for you on set too? Mm-hmm. Like when you're looking with those big expressive eyes, mm-hmm. are you like staring at him just off camera and he's like pointing at you and giving you cues to look cute like that?
He gave, yes. Scarlett Johansson was there and she helped me. He held her up, spun her around a little bit. And
I don't think she was born yet, but okay. Whatever,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. It's Charlie Dubin. Yeah, he held up some cookies and I went, oh.
See, there you go. Same thing. Hey, we did this and we survived this. How about that?
Wow.
Oh, man.
I got to lay down.
Thank you to everybody who called and left very insightful, clean, smart, family-friendly messages. We appreciate that.
I loved, especially from Linda, I loved her message, and it was wonderful. Wonderful message, and I will never forget it. And everything about the jokes were great. So wonderful day, wonderful voicemail. This was fun.
Yeah, I don't know that I ever want to do it again, but this was fun. Terrifying, but enjoyable. If you would like to call and leave a voicemail under 3 minutes in length, you can do that by calling 513-436-4077, or you can be like our one friend Andrew from across the pond and do a voice memo and email it to mashmatterspodcast@gmail.com.
And are we ever going to go to Barbara Paco's restaurant in Toledo someday? Because I'd like to.
Until next time, here's looking up your old address.
I liked it.